This tutorial is designed to show you how to create a hobo tote bag out of a t-shirt. No sewing involved. The goal is for you to be able to follow along and in the end, create a functional bag similar to the one we're making now. To get started, you'll want a t-shirt, along with a good sharp pair of scissors and a nice flat workspace. To get started, smooth your t-shirt out. Make sure to line up the bottom hem so that both layers match. Now you're going to cut off the bottom hem strip, about 1 inch to 2 inches up. Make sure to hang on to this piece of material, just sit it to the side, don't throw it away. That'll be your strap later on. Now measure about 2 to 3 inches up. Measure it with a ruler, eyeball it, up to you, and cut a slit in that side of the t-shirt. Now line those bottom edges back up and cut a slit through both layers. These are going to make 1-inch strips of fringe. Keep going. If you've ever made a rag rug, a fringe scarf out of a t-shirt, tie blanket, rag wreaths, those are all similar concepts as to what we're using here. So if you've done those, this will come pretty easily to you. Keep going till you get the end. And at the very end, we're going to make a vertical cut up through the side of the t-shirt, just like when we started. Now go back to the beginning. Start with those divided pieces of fringe and tie them in one knot and then a double knot on top of that. You'll want to make sure that second knot is pretty secure. Keep in mind you want to tie these tightly. You want this to be secure because this is going to be the bottom of your bag. So this is what's going to make sure none of your things fall out. You can also use a similar technique with different fabrics, play around with different size t-shirts, trim the tassels if you want to later on. The possibilities are endless and they're all completely up to you. And if you find this part tricky, tying the tassels, just keep trying. Use some scraps of fabric, give it a try on your own. Most of all, I recommend following along to this tutorial with a t-shirt of your own. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Once you tie your last tassel on that end, we'll want to stretch this out just a little bit to give some more room to the bottom of your bag. Now we're going to continue with basically the same technique on a sleeve. Cut off that bottom hem of the sleeve. Now make your first vertical slit up the side of the sleeve. Go all the way to the hem where the sleeve meets the body of the t-shirt. Line those layers back up and keep going. You're making the same kind of fringe tassel strips as you did at the bottom of the t-shirt. At this last strip, just make another vertical cut up the closed side. Now go back to the beginning, and you guessed it, start tying those tassels together. Again, get those knots good and tight. If you make a mistake and mismatch some of those tassel sides, it's not a big deal. A rustic look here is totally fine and totally up to you. And that side's finished. Stretch that out just a bit. We did the same thing to the other side. Give those a good tug. All right, now make a small slit, about an inch or so in from the collar. We're going to use that to cut that top collar off of the t-shirt. Make sure to get the tag while you're at it. It's okay if that opening is small, that's going to stretch a bit later on. Now take that piece of material we discarded in the beginning. This is going to be your strap. Initially it was the bottom hem of the t-shirt. About 2 to 3 inches in, cut a slit in the top. Now you're going to string that strap through. Pull both layers through. You should have a loop. Now use that small loop. Pull the rest of the strap through. You're going to pull that snug. Now we're going to get the other side. Make sure it's symmetrical. Go to about 2 inches or so in from the neckline. Cut a small hole. This time we're going to pull a little bit of that strap through and tie a double knot. This is another spot where you want to make sure your knot is good, tight, and secure, because this is going to be the handle to your bag. And there you have it. There's your finished t-shirt bag. You can leave it as it is with the tassels on the outside, or if you want, you can turn it inside out. Easy, huh? For the blue bag, we used an adult unisex size large t-shirt. You can also experiment with some youth t-shirts. Of course, that will produce a smaller bag. And there you have it. Thanks for watching.